Greetings, greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another video. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Welcome. Now, today I just want to talk about my journey, right? My journey and God, and how He's been building His relationship between me and Him. Now, you see how old of a man I am, right? But when you talk about God, when it comes to God, ladies and gentlemen, I would tear up, right? I would tear up because when you sit back and get to that point where you see how big and how amazing and unbelievable is the things he do and how great he is. It's beyond the word explanation, ladies and gentlemen. You can barely begin to, express him fully, like, you know, because he does wonders, truly, right? Because at times when I would look back on my journey, right, and will realize that I wouldn't have done it on my own, right? I wouldn't have done it on my own. Like I would have long been defeated by the enemy a long time ago. Right? It's almost as if you get to that phase where you just feel like you're alone, and sometimes even doubt creeps in. Right? You doubt this path, like you doubt if truly indeed he got your back, right? Or maybe you're just, or maybe you're just imagining things, or maybe you're just being over exaggerative about the things he does. Though he will still be showing you stuff. Like time and again, he will talk to you or give you a sign in one shape or form, right? Like he will still notify himself in your life. Okay? As long as you're paying attention, you would see that that was God who did that. That is God who said that. Okay? That's God who's showing me this. Okay, you would know, like you would just know it's him who's doing that. Right? Now it gets to a point where I look back on my journey even before my relationship with him became stronger. Like it comes at times when I do look back, right, and I realize it's like I see him, like through those moments, even when I thought I was alone. Now I look back and actually see him, that he was there during that time, right? Am I making sense? I look back and I'm like, there he was, just right next to me, not pretty far away from me. He was watching me as I was taking those baby steps and trying to find my balance, right? And he was just there like a father, okay, watching over me, okay. Sometimes letting me fall so I can learn how to get myself back up and be strong. Because remember, truly his intentions are never really to harm you, but to build you, right? He says, I do not have intentions of harming you, but I only have intentions of building you and turning you into the best version of yourself. Right? Now, this, ladies and gentlemen, get it'll even get me to be more grateful and thankful of the things he does, because even some things people just never believe if I was to talk about them. But it's all true, ladies and gentlemen. It is all true. Okay. Now you see, an experience with him is like no other. Okay. It's like it's a journey that if he was to show you before you went through this journey that okay, I want you in that position over there. But for you to get to that position, this is the journey that you're gonna be going. It's not a lot. Even myself, maybe, right? Even myself, maybe I was gonna say, nah, I'm okay. I'm okay with that position, sir. The journey is just too much, okay? Because that days when I'm even shocked how I'm still alive, okay? How I'm still breathing, not crazy, right? How I'm still intact. I'm surprised because when you look back, when I look back, I'll realize, bro, I can't believe I survived that, right? Can't believe it. Okay. Now, like I said, if he was to show you, okay, that's the position, that's your destiny. That's where I want you at. Okay. But then this is the path. If he was to show you all these things before you got to that your destination, before you got to where he wants you, right? You were. I doubt most people would maybe turn it down because the journey was just too much. Like you're gonna see the journey before, and you're like, what? I'm gonna go through that, right? And it's like nah. He just had to have you experience it firsthand, so that by the time you do get there, you know why you are there, right? Because even I myself, like, to be honest, being here, I pretty much enjoy it. Like it's something that I doubt I would ever see myself getting tired of, right? It's like a hobby. But I also like have other hobbies, you know, like music. Because at some point I imagined myself as this big musician, right? Because I also have like the love for music. Because I even like used to have like a music crew where like we did music, we used to even perform at shows, you know. So I thought probably my end destination is going to be me being some big musician or something, right? But then throughout this journey, I realized God wants me in certain places first, right? He wants me. He has His plan for me, and I'm just living life according to His plan with my life. Because sometimes, for, for you to get there, He would want to have you experience a couple of things, right? He would want you to experience a couple of things, and sometimes the journey may look like you are going back to go forward. It may look like maybe you are going a different direction to get to where you're going, but it's still the same journey, just that he's he's trying to show you some other things first, right? And it's pretty much gonna make sense by the time you get there and you're like, oh, this is why I went through that. This is why he taught me that. This is why he showed me that, right? This is why I was experiencing that, right? And it was all to build you into becoming the best version of yourself, right? Every lesson you went through, ladies and gentlemen, every struggle, every teardrop, every broken hearted moment you had, every struggle, every moment of happiness, right? realization in self and him, in the Father, right? It all played a role. Every person you met, you know, okay? And it's like, wow, wow, what a journey, okay? Like even right now, though I'm speaking like this, it's not like I've actually arrived to maybe God. I feel like I'm still in he's still teaching me, right? He still has like a lot to show me, right? But I'm grateful. You know, I'm not a millionaire. I'm not even earning income at all, right? But I'll tell you that his my testimonies and God are countless. Okay, the testimonies I have, ladies and gentlemen, are countless, and some of them I do forget them for a little bit up until I remember them at some point. I'm like, oh, I remember this, right? His testimonies, ladies and gentlemen, are unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay. Like I'm at a point where nobody can come convince me otherwise. Right? Nobody can come say, um, nah, God is all a myth. That's not true. You're just wasting your time, and I would believe him because he has just like I'm at a point where I have no doubt, ladies and gentlemen, right? I have no doubt that truly indeed he's the living God. He's a living God, right? Nobody can convince me otherwise. Okay. And some other things he just does he does them in a way that it just leaves you smiling. Right? And you're like, this is him. This is him who did that. You know? Now I'm grateful. Be grateful as well. Right? Believe. He said, even with the faith as small as a grain of rice, faith as small as a tiniest stone, you can actually move mountains with it. Right? How David brought Goliath was just a stone, hit him right here. Pa! The giant landed. Okay? How Jesus told David to walk. I mean, how he told one of his disciples to walk on water, just like he did. Okay? Trying to show them that I did this, but those who are to come after me are even gonna do more greater things than I did. Okay? And it is all him. Right? Now let me end this video here. I hope you stay prayed up, you stay meditated, you stay in truth, you walk in truth, and yeah, be blessed. Peace.